So I hate to devolve to a sports analogy right off the bat, but the concept of jab, 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 right hook is a perfect formula for how to change your city. And this video is going to be highly practical, giving you ways in which you can do this yourself in your own community. But first, I want to explain the concept, which comes from the marketer Gary Vaynerchuk, and it's in the context of marketing. So if you read that book, you're probably not going to hear what I'm saying now, but I'm stealing his analogy. Imagine you went to a boxing match having no clue what boxing is, like no context at all. All you know is that the goal is to punch the other person or knock them out. You see them trading straight on punches, things known as jabs. They're mostly missing, lightly landing, but not really making a difference until one of the fighters throws a right hook and knocks out the other fighter and wins the round by default, KO. You might conclude that why waste your time on jabs when the right hook just does the job? But if you were to become a boxer and all you did was throw right hooks, you would be unlikely to land one. You see, the right hook is dependent on the pattern set by the jabs in order to throw off that pattern. And this is the conundrum I found myself in. When people see my content and comment or direct message me and say things like, "What can I do?" I find myself torn between giving them a prescription for a jab or a right hook. A jab is a small individual contribution that they can make to feel that they're making a difference in the world. But jabs don't have lasting power because soon you'll get discouraged of how little of a contribution you're making against such a big problem. Right hooks have the opposite problem. They may give you vision that keep you in the game longer, but as you grind up against the wheels of bureaucracy, you might lose hope and lose sight of the difference an individual can make. But instead, creating a ritual of jabs, both as an outlet and honing your skills, can help build into bigger right hooks. So I want to talk about some jabs that I've done that have ended up in right hooks that are making a change, and then also some right hooks that I'm working on down the road. The first jab I started doing is what I'm doing right now. A year and a half ago, I started making content on here, not because I ever imagined that 177,000 people would want to follow me, but because I knew a lot of people cared about this, and when I tried to talk to them about it, I wasn't good at talking to them about it. I made videos originally for my own benefit, to be able to more succinctly and concisely break down big ideas that I was passionate about. Now, the right hook that's come from that is a huge audience of 200,000 people across 2 platforms. Landing a TED Talk and I'm going to be a speaker at the Strong Towns National Gathering as a result. Making videos and raising awareness is as much about how it shapes you as it does the people who happen to listen to it. But a side benefit is, as you get better at it, you're going to build an audience and a community yourself. Another jab I started taking was not waiting for permission or an official process to make my community a better place. It started with and continues on with picking up trash places I go and doing organized trash pickups with friends occasionally. But it really started to take off when I fixed a guardrail that could protect pedestrians from falling 25 feet after a car took out a guardrail. That ballooned into a group here in Chattanooga called the Chattanooga Urbanist Society that has made upwards of 70 benches around town, among other projects. Has created its own community of 135,000 people watching the moves of a small group of people in Chattanooga that are making a big difference. So placing those benches are the small jabs. Building the big audience is the right hook. Having a video that gets 3 million views is a right hook. Another jab I had was to show up to city council. I felt uninformed, and the first time I showed up because of something I was passionate about, I felt inarticulate. And going week after week, I started to lose hope on what difference it would make. In December, a tragedy struck, and a lot of people wanted to show up to city council and didn't know what to do. And I was there to instruct them and give them ideas on, hey, here's how you could do it. All those weeks, which just felt like a waste of time away from my family, culminated in this powerful moment where we got to go on a street trial to shut down lanes to make it safer. And this week, we're meeting to see designs for permanent change. Jab that I'm throwing is building a relationship with my city council member who, since I've started this, we've become more aligned. Even though she's going to be leaving her seat for another office soon, I'm committed to making sure that that seat is filled with someone who's just as passionate and outspoken as she is, even if I have to do it myself. Jabs are the small, day in, day out things that shape and build our character, that make differences, that inspire other people to start shape and build their character. And the right hooks are the collective actions and the culmination of all the jabs that you've placed. Small actions on their own are not going to make lasting change, but small actions are never on their own. We're not in a vacuum. You're changing yourself in this process and connecting with others. And that change and those connections are going to make that bigger, lasting change.